Welcome to the Confidence Café, the podcast where I give you strategies to develop strong confidence. Hi, I'm Karina from KG Confidence Coaching, a life coach specialized in confidence building. I work with teenagers between the age of 12 and 25 to help them thrive in school, at home, and in their life in general. In this podcast, I give you all the tools, tips, and motivation necessary to increase your self-esteem and tackle down self-doubt. Now, let's get into today's episode. Welcome back to the Confidence Café. Today, I'm going to give you the 5 steps to guide your teen into becoming responsible. Why is it important for your teen to become more responsible? Because when you're more responsible, you acknowledge your fault. You need to take responsibility for your poor choices and admit your fault. The fault was yours when things go wrong. And this is of the utmost importance for teenagers when it comes to gaining trust from their parents, teachers, and friends. So I designed a path that will help you lead them to take more responsibilities for their actions and stop making excuses. So first, they have to become more realistic. They need to give up the idea they already know everything and can do anything perfectly from the first try. When you have a growth mindset, you know that any success comes from dedication, hard work, and practice. But oftentimes we have the feeling that if we don't do something perfectly from the first try, we should give up because it means we're not good at it. Your natural abilities and talent play a role to get you started, but they are not everything. When they love learning and improving, they develop the resilience that helps them accomplish anything. For example, have you ever watched a movie about a sports team trying to win a championship or an artist trying to get a spot into a prestigious school? You see that there's the movies are like scenes when you see a montage of them practicing, getting better, and then, that's the way they succeed all of a sudden. The movie I have in mind, for example, would be Legally Blonde, when you see a montage of her at one point when she's after she's being ridiculed in the costume party. That was not a costume party actually, but then you see a montage of her like buying a laptop and studying in the library and stuff, and then after that you see a scene of her being able to answer in class in Harvard. So she's clever from the beginning of the movie, of course, but it doesn't mean she knows everything, and she is aware she has to work hard in order to get what she wants, which is actually success in Harvard. So that's the same for everybody. Even if you're very clever, even if you're a very intelligent person, we need to practice, we need hard work, we need dedication. Then they need to start being honest with themselves. Did you notice they tend to make excuses every time they make a mistake, like it's not their fault, it's the fault of who knows who and what? When you make excuses, you renounce your power over the situation. It's like you have no influence whatsoever on what happened. Someone or something else does. But is that what they really want? Because oftentimes we think because we don't take responsibilities for a mistake, it makes us look flawless. Because every time we fail, none of it is our fault. But it does make actually you look weak and like you are never able to reflect on a mishap. Blaming others all the time makes it look like we are the problem, because if every time you have a problem, it's somebody else's fault and you never take any responsibility, oftentimes it means the problem is you. So by not taking responsibilities and making excuses, your teen gets stuck in place where they complain and they dwell in the negative. And when they complain so much, they focus on what's missing in their life instead of everything they have. So every time things don't go according to plan, it is actually an opportunity for them to develop their sense of adventure and see what it will teach them, what they can learn from it. My next episode is actually going to be about learning from mistakes and why mistakes are good, because they are part of the learning process. So stay tuned for next week's episode where I'm going to develop this subject even more. Next, no more playing the victim. How much influence have other people in their life? Do they assume every time they hear a group of people laugh that it is about them? When they see a group of people whispering, do they think it's they are gossiping about them? You have to break it to them that the world doesn't revolve around them. People have other topics of discussion that's what's happening in their life. So just as you can't go around blaming others for your mishap, for being mean to you when something just doesn't go your way, you can't just go around always thinking people are being mean to you and are gossiping about you. Because it's just an excuse for you not to try to improve your relationship with them. When people talk or behave a certain way in your presence, never take it personally. Ever. It may have nothing to do with you. You absolutely have no idea what is going on in their life at that point in time. And that has the real influence on how they are behaving today. An example that happened to me recently, for example, I was at a Japanese restaurant last week with my partner. And before we left, after we paid, the waiter behavior changed and he looked like he was annoyed. And my partner asked me, "Do you think it's because of us?" And I was like, "Darling, there are so many things happening in this restaurant. I hardly think it's because of us that he was behaving cold all of a sudden. Like, he was talking with his colleague and maybe something happened. So, why taking personally the behavior of the waiter?" So a lot of people do it subconsciously. They really think when someone's behavior is strange, it's because of them. But honestly, there can be so many factors. If one of your friends, for example, is distant and quiet, it doesn't mean you did something wrong and they are mad at you. Maybe something bad happened to them at home and they want to be alone to process it. Feeling under attack anytime someone doesn't behave as you wish they would is a very harmful thing, and you're the only one responsible there, especially since you can't control how people behave. The only thing you can control is how you react to it. I'm not saying others would never gossip about you because we know it can happen, but really this only has the importance you're willing to give it. What do you care what other people think of you? It's not for them to determine who you are and what you are worth. They also don't pay your bill, so let's not give it any importance. And that's part of developing confidence as well. It's not caring what people think about you. Another step here is accepting others for who they are. Here's an interesting quote from Stephen Covey. "We judge ourselves by our intentions and others by their behavior. The truth is we can't read minds. We'll never know what's actually going on in somebody else's head, so we can't know for sure what they stand for. And isn't it what being more responsible is all about? But why not giving them the benefit of the doubt? There's good in each and every one of us. Every day we wake up with the choice to be good or bad, to make the world a better place or a worse place, to improve or deteriorate other people's life. So it starts with you. When you treat someone like your teen with respect and kindness, they will be more likely to give you the same treatment and to be like that with others as well. And this contributes to creating a better relationship based on trust. We all want to be treated well. But like a lot of things, it starts with you. You want your teen being responsible for the success of their relationship with others. You need to take charge of starting to build this connection and teach them that listening is important. They need to listen to what other people have to say, not always to answer, but sometimes really just to listen, understand, and connect with them. And they will undeniably respond very favorably. This will allow them to take responsibility of their relationship with others. Last but not least, they have to stop being passive about their life. Even the smallest step in the right direction is helping them move forward. They sure have dreams and goals they'd like to come true, but if they don't take any action, they will never be. Sometimes they feel that things happen to them, that they don't have any say in the matter, so they need to develop this thing that they actually are actively making things happen for them. The first step towards their goal is always the most difficult. It's scary because it's different. When they feel the fear, it means something important is about to happen, something that matters. And when you stop being busy blaming others for your mistakes and making excuses, you have so much more time to be responsible instead. Little by little, one step at a time, they need to get into the habit of working on their goals. Now, I have an entire episode dedicated to goal settings and how to achieve them that I will link in the description below. But making a choice is the last but not least step into taking responsibilities, because oftentimes we do not want to make a choice. We leave the choice to others. And again, because if things go wrong, then we can blame them. We can deny responsibilities and miss out on the lesson here. So, stop making choices for your teen now. They have to start making their own choices. Would it be about what they want to study, what they want to do at a higher level? They have to make the choice. You can give them all the information and just make it neutral, make it informative, and they have to make the choice. They have the last say into it. Taking responsibility is the one way to take ownership in your life. So if you wish for your teen to reclaim their power and be the leader of their life, you can definitely do so one step at a time. They have to stop blaming others, be honest with themselves, no more playing the victim, accept others for who they are, and they have to start being active about their life. I hope you enjoyed today's episode, and I will see you next week for the next one. Have a fantastic day. Thank you for listening until the end. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Don't forget you can get more information regarding this on my website, www.ktconfidencecoaching.ie. You can also find the blog article on the website. And if you're the parent of a teen and you need a bit of help boosting their confidence, there is a free masterclass that you can watch on my website. You will find the link in the description below. See you soon.